Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife. Lemon Turd. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You will recall that memorable moment when this one's wife was lurking in the garden, having had a wild wee, as she decided to announce that she had a brand called As Ever. She was forced into this action as a consequence of some sleuthing by detectives mooching around on the internet and finding out that she was involved in applications for trademarks concerning that particular brand. And once again, this female flounder, who is completely useless at business, demonstrated once again that she is completely useless at business. The consequence of this was that she was forced to make an early announcement about this lifestyle brand and to tell us all that jam is her jam. However, the fact is that she didn't provide jam or preserve. She provided a spread, or a red sludge, or soylent red. So far, the Jam is My Jam mistress has produced a product line which you can't buy, that is apparently not being restocked and remains unobtainable. Honey that nobody received, teas which were particularly weak, crepes, shortbread mix which you'd just be as easy to make yourself, dry gerbil food, and of course the infamous red sludge. Once again demonstrating that this one's wife never learns from her mistakes because her narcissism tells her she doesn't make mistakes, it's all of you lot out there who are the problem. You are all the problem, or the weather is the problem, or the man in the moon is the problem. It's never her fault. She is a lovable individual, a caring wife, a wonderful mother. She's fun and full of joy, not jism. She is an individual that is inspirational, that she pours oil on troubled waters no matter where she goes in the world. She is a writer, a broadcaster, a podcaster, a content creator. She has made the world a far better place as a consequence of her presence. Believe me, that is the level of delusion that goes on in her mind. She believes that she can turn her hand to anything, because after all, she is the amazing this one's wife. Having not learnt from the debacle of the red sludge, we're now told, according to none other than the Scottish Daily Express, it's a load of pish, that this one's wife and Prince Harry, well, I think it's just this one's wife, because after all, we all know that Harry's role is now just as a walk-on part in his own marriage. They're going to sell very English breakfast favourite, which Americans have never heard of. Apparently, she wants to release her own version of this timeless and zesty British favourite, which even formed part of the late Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee pudding. Is this one's wife out to commandeer another aspect of the life of the late Queen Elizabeth II, demonstrating once again her complete absence of boundary recognition? Well, according to this article written by Ben Borland, the Duchess of Sussex is exploring the idea of adding lemon curd to her range of jams and other foodie items, despite the fact that most Americans have never heard of it. If you're unfamiliar with fruit curds, then you're in luck, because the Scottish Daily Express, are going to provide you with a bit of a breakdown. Fruit curds are made with beaten egg yolks, sugar, and the juice and zest of citrus fruits, such as lemons or limes, which are cooked together to form a thick, gooey spread. Well, we all know that this one's wife is particularly familiar with thick, gooey spreads. As well as being slathered on toast or scones, lemon curd also forms the basis for the classic dessert lemon meringue pie. However, curds are not widely eaten in the States. This One's Wife has already launched a limited range of products through her new As Ever label, including raspberry jam, no, spread, honey, which you can't buy, flavoured teas, which taste crap, and shortbread cookies, which you'd be better off making yourself. And insiders say more are to follow soon, including a rosé wine. A source said, expect the new product to include more jams like strawberry. Well, I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? She has been exploring lemon curd, which is a very English thing. It's not something most Americans know about. Lemon curd is also a big favourite with members of the royal family and was chosen as part of the Platinum Jubilee pudding, a new dish created to celebrate the late Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne in 2022. Palace insiders hope it would eventually sit alongside Coronation Chicken and Victoria's Sponge, also created to mark royal milestones as much-loved and widely eaten British food staples. Platinum pudding consists of a lemon Swiss roll and amaretti trifle. Then tells us who it was created for and by. Well, This One's Wife is going to be making lemon curd, it would appear. It then goes on to explain that the rosé will be sourced from grapes grown in California, close to the Sussex's Monte Shitshow mansion. Jessica Gasker, a winemaker from nearby Los Olivos, said the Santa Ynez Valley in This One's Wife backyard is a prime location for growing all varietals. Varietals? What the fuck are varietals? Do you mean varieties? Because we have a mountain range that runs east-west, with a microclimate that allows warm temperatures during the day for growth and cool ocean winds and fog at night to preserve the acidity. This One's Wife could be partnering with a good winemaker and putting her own label on their wine, or she could go in and taste wines from a load of barrels and say, "Oh, I'll take this one, and that one," and produce her own wine. Yeah. I'm going to file this under things that aren't going to happen. Once again, This One's Wife's attempt to keep the brand as ever alive by just talking about it and not actually delivering anything by apparently going to create lemon curd, which we all know, because if it's touched by This One's Wife and her Sadim touch, the reverse of the Midas touch, it'll turn to shit, and therefore it'll be known as lemon turd. This isn't going to happen. This One's Wife doesn't deliver. She doesn't need to deliver because her narcissism deems it's inappropriate for reasons that I've made clear on numerous occasions. And once again, we have an attempt by This One's Wife to continue to breathe life into As Ever, even though we all know that it's finished. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.